Welcome, wonderful people of SpeedGaming. Welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer main tournament match between Spy and VeXtopher in Group B. My name is Lucy and Greeth. I am joined here in the comm booth tonight by Deep Fried 87. How are you doing tonight?
Original recipe tonight, so looking forward to some MC Boss Randomizer shuffle tonight.
And for those unfamiliar, what does that mode entail?
So, all of our maps and compasses can be found anywhere throughout the entirety of Hyrule, and the bosses will be shuffled. We will have three repeats, so it'll be 2, 2, 2, and 1 in all of the others, with the standard limitations of where bosses can fit. So we can't fit Trinex into the Moth Room, oh darn. But as long as it fits, we can find pretty much any boss.
Yep. Also joining us tonight will be Sammy Moss on tracking, doing the heavy lifting of the seed.
Yeah, making our lives easier. That way, when we miss things, it's like an easy find back. The trackers are the real MVPs.
Oh yeah, without trackers, us commentators would be forced to actually remember things. Alright, we're underway. And two heart containers so far apart.
And we got Spy running the DKC 1-3 MSU, which is new to these tournaments, being able to run some non-standard music.
Yeah, it'd be a nice little change of pace from the usual music we've heard so many times over the years. The big, outside the obvious, usually unimportant item is the compass, the dungeon compasses. In this mode, since we don't know what boss is in what dungeon, the compass will actually let us know when to be waiting for us.
Yeah, that can make it a lot more convenient, you know, when you're headed to blind. If you want to, say, into Thieves Town, but you look and you see a Trinex, you might be more inclined to go to the back first, as opposed to rushing in and, nope, can't do that. We see 300 rupees over on VeXtopher's side, while our Spy didn't get anything exciting out of the uncles, and is going to be following suit over to the Lost Woods and Calico areas.
Yeah, people have different opinions on Uncle Opens. I swear by it, just because it's fun if it actually turns out to be something you can use to loop into Hyrule Castle. I think Vex is going to put that money to work by buying those bombs early.
And back at Tavern giving us a fire source with the fire rod. Some early firepower as well, because that is our only way to kill things other than bombs. May make things a little easier if we decide to run down to the save zone.
Now, Spy's going to be able to save a little bit of time with that Uncle Star. Spy is coming in the Kakariko with a few bombs in hand, so a small pickup of time compared to Vex having to go down to the bomb shop. Yeah, and this MSU, honestly, in my opinion, most of the time, Super Nintendo has some of the best music in all of gaming.
I will second that. It's Super Nintendo and Final Fantasy are the times as far as music goes, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, the Final Fantasies on Super Nintendo, Legend of Zelda. Most of the recurring themes of this franchise got their start in Link to the Past. Zelda's Lullaby, the Master Sword theme, several others got their start here.
And we did see some green goo in the back of the well, gonna make it easy to loop in that sick kid check here in Caprico. So after we still haven't really gotten much direction, we've picked up a glove. So where do we think the runners are gonna head next? Because there really isn't any major progression given to us here yet.
I say at this point, chase the density, in which case probably well, you can take that glove and check back of escape. That'd probably be my next guess. That or South Shore.
This is true. You do back of escape. You've got that fire rod. So if the key is in the back, the Dark Cross is in logic.
So yeah, I like that back of escape play once Kakariko's all cleaned up. I'm waiting for a seed. I've never seen it happen, but I'm waiting for the seed where a sick kid gives you a bottle.
I've had it happen once. It was full of blue goo, too. I don't know why the kid was sick. He had the medicine right there.
Hey, nice bottle. Here's mine.
Just a compass on the library. As convenient as they are, we won't be coming back for that. Piece of heart on race games. So Kakariko with a bottle, fire rod, and a glove, so some value, but nowhere near quite as stacked as it can be.
No, it looks like Vex is lining up for that back of escape play. And we'll see if this turns up anything. There's that small key. Vex is quitting out.
And looks like is going to go do the castle from the front. Maybe just not as confident with Fire Rod getting and finding that key route to be able to get to Dark Cross.
Looks like both of them have the same idea. It looks like they're both heading... Well, no. Spy's going for South Shore.
Makes a ton of sense. Spy's already done the uncle check and the lamp check over here on the side, so chasing the density.
Yeah, it's nice to see some early divergence too, so we'll see whose guess pays off. I see Spy is using the pallet shuffler. I used to use it. I had a bad experience with it once, though, where it turned the shallow water into the same color as deep water. And I had to, like, really feel my way through Zora's Domain.
Yeah, I can see that making life a little bit difficult.
That classic DK theme. Love it.
So good.
Okay, so that's desert access.
Yeah, and with a fire source, if it's not boots locked, could be full clearable.
Yeah, depending on that and who the boss ends up being.
This is true. This is true. We would need a very favorable boss to be able to clear it. No sword, no hammer, just fire rod and bomb. So, vanilla Wanmo.
Alright, Vex is taking a death ward back to the front of the castle, probably gonna loop in that Dark Cross.
And to answer chat, yes, Vex did not pick up that guard key because he had pulled the key out of the back of escape and is going to go attack Dark Cross from the front. So did not need to with this line of... And I was over following Vex's side. Was there anything important in Ice Rod Cave?
No. Alright, setting up a fake flipper. Alright, so nothing of note in Hyrule Castle, so it looks like the early game routing decision making has favored Spy.
So far, indeed. And Sammy, our tracker, is saying that it was the mushroom over in Ice Rod. So, who wants a fetch quest from one of the most inconvenient locations possible?
Yeah, definitely until you get the flute. That's a tough one to make a good route for. Or Mirror, because you can then loop it in with the Dark World, Graveyard Ledge, and all that stuff, and Catfish.
Spy showing us the one sort of convenient route here and taking a fake flipper to the whirlpool to go turn that mushroom in.
Yeah, Spy's just automatically make me look like a jerk. Because, like, I'm talking about how inconvenient it is. He's like, nah, watch this.
And if it's nothing here, that was just a save and quit. Do we save scum that mushroom to be able to see if we need a fake powder later? Seems the answer to that question is yes. This mushroom only being $20.
Is that the going rate for mushrooms nowadays?
No comment.
Oh yeah, and the maps also give the important information of what our crystals are. Let's look at a crystal over at Eastern Palace.
Was also a blue crystal up at Tower of...
Okay, and Saha confirming for us that the green pendant is in Skullwoods. And there's that moon pearl.
Zaha's closet holding the goods. And it looks like Spy's going to continue on into Eastern Palace. Going to make it a double dip unless we find the boat.
And there are worse dungeons to double dip. Eastern, especially early on, sometimes the game likes to put something like ankle deep in Eastern.
Yep, seems to do it every time I skip it, and every time I don't, it seems to be clear. Just the way it usually works.
Yep, that's the way Rando works. It's Schrodinger's progression. we'll see if that comes in useful later.
2 out of 3 medallions makes it a lot less likely we'll be on a search for anything for Turtle Rock or Mire entrance, but who knows, maybe an Ether Hunt, but time will tell.
Sharing this down issue, I'm wondering if the Ganon fight's going to be gameplay Galleon from DK1. Alright, so it looks like Vex is taking his book and knowledge of desert and seeing what we got there. And again, you love seeing that early game divergence.
Yeah, the early game divergence. Sometimes you end up like everybody just ends up meeting back in the middle, but oftentimes it can make a big difference. As Spy finding Dark World access there with the mitts. So Saha and Eastern definitely a play here that's going to pay off. We'll see if Vex finds anything important over in Desert, maybe the hammer, or something along those lines to make it that could also be important to find.
That is one heck of a find.
And as far as both of our runners here, this is VeXtopher's first match in the group stages. Meanwhile, Spy has completed 2 matches and it's gone 1-1 so far, so still very early in this group stage.
Yeah, their division is wide open for anyone. And the hook shot.
Wow, Eastern Palace really having the goods here. And that was a small key over there on the torch, so Desert is boots locked here with nothing of real note in that first chest. So Vex is gonna need to make his way over to Eastern Palace to be able to progress.
Fortunately, I don't think there's much else. So, is he going to chase that boot and those gloves up Death Mountain? That's what it's looking like. No?
Oh, I blinked and missed it. Was Flute what was over there in Desert?
Oh, must have been. Huh. I missed that one. Okay, so that... Yeah, it's not quite exactly the haul that Spy got, but that flute is a good find. So while Spy's picked up progression, Vex has picked up a very good maneuverability.
And if Spy is waiting for Boots to be able to go into Desert, to be able to potentially full clear and not need to do the double dip, it's possible that, maybe the Boots are behind Flute and you're going to have to go in anyway. So, really interesting to see which way this takes both ends.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of how the rest of the scene plays out, because with that flute in hand, Vex can just make up a lot of time just for the benefit of not having to walk places. Meanwhile, Spy's doing the standard opening Dark World play of Skullwoods. Also, that fire on hand, he can. Well, it's dependent. I'm not sure if Spy's gonna see this through.
It is green pendant, but yeah, without another good weapon to be able to kill whatever boss is going to be in the arena, likely will put it off. Maybe checks the one in the back, but likely just goes back to the front of Skullwoods to get the rest of the items. And convenient magic fill is convenient.
Alright, that can be a lifesaver depending on what you got going on when you're planning on going through here. Careful. Yeah, those Ropas, like, well, pretty much anything in Dark World, Overworld hits like a freight train. Which is what makes inverted keys in this tournament so much fun.
Hey, there's our first sword and skull. Now we can get back to the boss after we cut those curtains open.
Yeah, I say at this point, you know, depending on what the boss is, odds are it's going to be tough just because of the loadout, but with that sword, it definitely opens up a lot of options on whether or not it's doable. Yeah, it's definitely not a ideal place to find your sword, but hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, that is a very skippable location, especially with what's in there. And, oh goodness, this is technically completable here. This is going to be a tricky fight to be able to pull off in this arena.
Oh, this is awful. Oh, that's even worse. Oh, I do not like this setup.
Yeah, this is one you just say, you know what, I'll come back if it's necessary. And VeXtopher taking that hook shot and that flute and heading up the mountain with Mitt, hook shot, and Pearl can get pretty much everything except for Hera. Well, Hera, Spike Cave, Spectacle Rock, and Ether, but can get the full right side of the mountain.
Yeah, pretty much everything except Spec Rock and Hera and either tablet, which Vex could do anyway, unless he finds two swords up there.
Both do have the book, though. Could check it to see if anything's important.
I need a hammer or a mirror to get to it first.
True story.
Oh, speaking of hammer. So where do you find a cape at some point?
Great knowledge to have. A little frustrating to see it and be like, I want you. I'm going to have to come back.
Alright, so I'm going to set up a nightmare scenario for you. Cape on blind. On the progression in Thieves Big.
So you're calling a vanilla blind here.
Cape on blind?
Well, yes, you're saying that Thieves Town's going to be vanilla blind, as we are on a boss shuffle here.
Right. I gotcha. Maybe not blind, but my guess still stands just because it creates the most chaos.
And Spy out of bombs. Cannot bomb the back of the brewery yet. All those early bombs have been spent.
Definitely probably gonna make a shot at those 50-50 bombs. Or no, going into Thieves Town.
There are a couple guaranteed bomb drops under some pots here, so being able to pull it that way. Meanwhile, VeXtopher over in Paradox Cave. I missed what was in the bottom, but chat didn't go nuts, so it doesn't look like it's anything much. And just some money and a bug net up in the top.
Yeah, surprisingly dry Paradox. That's a good point by Adron, Rick, and chat. Like, you know, you can just beeline whatever boss is here. If it's not blind, then in this mode, if the Thieves Town boss is not blind, then it'll just automatically be there when you walk into the room without having to go into the basement, rescue the maiden. It's usually worth at least a look. Well, I appear to be operating on some bad knowledge. Good one, Blinds.
Blind, you know, when you've got the script, is fairly simple, but when you've got way off script and you don't have the option, Blind's actually one of the trickier bosses to get through. So, down to one heart. Oh, taking another death to Spy. Let's see if we see him run back in to be able to go take care of Blind again. But you were right there, Lucian. We do have Blind in Thieves Town.
Yeah, I was under the impression, though, that if it's vanilla blind, you still have to go through the process of saving the maiden. So I appear to be operating on some bad logic there.
We learn something every time we do this.
Oh yeah. Vex gave us just a peek at Turok. I did not catch it. Of course, I said blind in Thieves Town earlier because I totally knew that was going to happen. God, Mountain turned out to be a whole lot of nothing. It's very unusual. And that's never a play you can really fault anyone for making because it's so dense. Every single screen has so many things going on, but not on this one.
Very much so. And to answer the question in chat, Spy is running the Donkey Kong Country 133 MSU.
If we didn't know before, we just confirmed that the stun prize pack is 5 arrows. So, not much to note there. I'm just curious where progression's going to end up, because it's been pretty dry so far.
Spy popping that green potion to be able to have some more shots with the red cane here, be able to do some damage from a distance.
Very nice.
And takes down Blind.
I think, I'm trying to remember, it's been a while since I played Mega Man X. I think that the blue male sprite is the first armor from X1.
I believe you are correct. I believe X1 and X2 both use the same first armors.
Green Pendant progression, with what we know, I'm for it.
Man, that fight.
Yeah, there's a joke in the randomizer community that the true, especially in boss shuffle mode, the actual boss of Skull Woods is not Mothula, but Mothula's arena, as this mode proves.
And a whole bunch of digs for $5.
Yeah, not much there. I'm wondering if Hype Cave might actually deliver for once.
The race I commed last night had both gloves in Hype Cave.
That sounds like a joke. That can't be real. Hype Cave delivering like that?
Only when it was a forced Agaseed.
Oh, okay. Game Rando giveth and Rando taketh away.
Well, there's that hook shot back in Logic with Stumpy giving us the lamp. Our runners good enough don't need the lamp, but it's always convenient to have.
Yeah, I would generally operate under the logic that anyone good enough to qualify for the main tournament probably can make do without the lamp. So we got Red Crystals at Ice Palace, and what else?
Pod.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought I saw. There's that cape, so now the hammer is in Logic. And boots!
I'd give that a solid 7 out of 10 on the hype, because we know where the hammer already is.
Yeah. I'll give that with what is essentially the hammer, just with an extra step. Meanwhile, Jeremiah the blacksmith is just like, I just want to go home, man.
That's a great bunny sprite over on Vex's side. I don't think I've ever seen the Mega Man bunny sprite. It being Dr. Light, Dr. Wright, depending on which side of the world you're on. That's pretty great.
That was good. I always like the touches on some of the Dark World sprites in this from our very creative community.
And Vex hasn't gone up to Skull Woods to get that sword yet, so is doing a full Cane of Samaria blind here. And putting on a clinic on how to do it.
Yeah, well played. Alright, flippers on Smith.
So that is definitely progression on Mirrorless Smiths. Let's see if it ends up leading to something. That does open up Ice Palace for Warriors. Logically.
Yeah, looks like Vex might be following directly in Spy's footsteps with that Dugan Dig game. I'd be surprised if he didn't Smith into this, along with the South Dark World checks.
This is very true, but I don't think I've seen Vex go up north yet. I don't think he has the knowledge of that hammer.
That's true.
So we'll see if getting that cape leads him back to checking it, or if picking up the smith and getting the flippers leads elsewhere.
I'd be willing to wager whenever Vex gets around to checking Skull Woods would be when we see that bumper ledge check.
Sounds like a logical route to me. And while up near here, cleaning up hammer pegs and making sure that it's not an isolated check. And gonna go grab the purple chest.
Yeah, so Vex no doubt saved a good chunk of time by beating Blind in full, well, not quite full clearing Thieves Town in one swoop. Well, the medallion problem solved.
So purple chest, 100% required this seed. We'll see if and when X gets around to purple chest, because that is not the most convenient check.
No, but definitely the flute mitigates some of that. Well, speaking of flute, Spy's about to get his.
Very true, and heading in with boots and a fire source, so we'll be able to clear this all in one trip.
Yep, we'll have to see who that boss ends up being.
Boss dependent, of course. We could have a Trinex making our life more difficult. Other than Trinex, I think
Armos.
I saw that. Armos Knights, so inconvenient without the bow, but definitely doable.
Oh, looks like Vex is heading back to the deserts. A little bit of a high five here from our players.
And Vex still does not have a sword, almost 40 minutes into this. With Armos Knights being your boss there, do you have enough firepower with just a Cane of Samaria and a full magic bar to be able to clear it?
Samaria strats for Armos are not known to me, so I cannot tell you.
I know I've seen it in conjunction with a fighter sword. I just don't know if you have enough magic to be able to do it with just a full bar and cane. So that'll be an interesting thing to see if Vex checks to see who's in the back, and if so, decides to make the play for it.
Well, whether or not Vex does or not, he certainly seems to think so. Constant Justice in chat is asking about the modes for the tournament. So, about 10 minutes before your match starts, you type a command into the Discord on the main tournament channel, and it generates one of five different game modes. The 5 different modes, there is a tournament hard mode, which is like the regular hard mode with a couple extra wrinkles. There is inverted key sanity with the flute start. You've got Ambrosia, which guaranteed items on bosses, and Uncle gives you a hint on where the boots are. You've got regular key sanity with Ganon's Tower and Castle Tower keys vanilla. And then you've got Map Compass Boss Shuffle, which is what we're playing now.
So it appears the answer is one full bar is not enough for Samaria. Let's see if... we do have a potion over on Vex's side.
By God, I think he's gonna pull it off. Wow, almost simultaneous too. Vex pulled it off before Spy. Wow.
Yeah, and Spy got into that fight faster, so notes for future, boss shuffles. If you've got Cane of Samaria, it is faster than Hammer and faster than Fighter Sword. Pull out the Cane.
all glory to the cane.
And Vex saying that was so useful, I'm gonna go grab a green potion again.
Vex like, you know, I feel like I can take Ganon with the can at this point. Vex is gonna follow his flippers, see what he gets from that. We've spy checked Hobo earlier on a fake flipper check. I forgot what he had.
I think it was just a piece of heart. I don't think it was anything of note.
That was I'm thinking spy setting up for fake powder.
So I was a quarter right. It's a full heart.
Yeah.
And Vex with enough money. We have not seen the Zora check yet. We'll see if this is anything important, because Spy, when doing the fake flippers, I think left us fairly isolated.
Well, if you don't have the money coming in, Waterfall Cave seems determined to get you there.
Well, either way you use the mushroom here, it turns into 20 bucks.
That's fine. And the mushroom, no matter what you do, is just 20 bucks. And speaking of 20 bucks, red rubies for everyone.
And with Spy loading up on Magic, I would imagine this is going to be an ice display.
You would appear to be correct, sir. Another red rupee. Yeah, this scene is just determined to make sure you get nothing but $20 for that mushroom.
Vex is cleaning up the light north route. Looks like fluting over to 3 here, probably going to clean up the dark world side of it too, especially if hopefully we'll pick up that hammer, and we'll have something other than a Cane of Samaria to be able to do damage, but as predicted, going to do Skull Woods, at least.
I didn't catch who the boss was.
Neither did I. That was too quick to go by for it, but we will see if Spy takes the trek on down or not.
Now, Spy pulling off a very nice icebreaker there.
And chat saying, hello, Trinex. So I got a funny feeling that chat caught it.
Almost pixel perfect simultaneous big key pull. It's beautiful. That was like Vex trying to hover that gap there. Huh, I didn't know you could bonk that gap. I've always hookshotted. It's good to know.
I did not realize that either, putting that away in the bag of tricks.
And that's honestly a big part of the fun of watching these high-level players in the main tournaments. You can definitely take away some interesting ideas from them.
Very much so. In this case, the tricks are not just tricks.
Alright, Vex is about to get his key. Not much of note in Ice Palace.
So nothing in ice. Looks like we're gonna head over and open up Misery Mire and see A, if there's anything important, or B, if there's anything if we can full clear it as well, or if we'll find our second Trinex.
Meanwhile, Vex is on his way to what we know is Argus. Outside of a little bit more health, I don't think Vex is in much better of a position to do Argus than Spy was.
He did pick up blue mail. I'm pretty sure that was Spy on green mail for the fight.
Yes, he was, because blue mail was in Village of Outcast, and he did Skull was first.
So while that doesn't help with the spikes, that will reduce damage from the puffs. So we'll see if Vex is able to pull this off, and if it's anything important.
Well, so far, so good. Yeah, these map checks are too quick for me.
Same. And I'll be honest, I was watching over here on Vex's side. Down to 1.5 hearts. But down to 3 puffs, so going to be close.
Alright, that part's over. Oh boy. Yeah, Vex leaving nothing a chance.
Yeah, smart play to make the safe play here. Didn't need it, but would rather use it and not need it than... Oh boy, red mail.
Meanwhile, Spy is showing us some spooky action over at Mizumire.
Yeah, it appears we had a Godmire, so going and clearing out the map first before assuming to do the rest of the dungeon.
Yeah, and that's a good call. I like that. I got Lamelos, so very easy to do.
Opting to use the blue potion and go with more strats rather than trying to fight it with the fighter sword and that goo.
Alright, that is crystal number 2 for Spy. Yeah, Bumper Ledge's purple chest sounds like a good play from here. I like that. Now, if that Green Pin turns out to be something important, that could be very good in Vex's favor.
Very true. Spy's not getting back there. And yeah, Vex going over doing hammer pegs and likely will clean up purple chest and will be rewarded with that necessary ether. And Spy finding powder over in Misery Mire. Convenient to have, not needed for the fetch quest anymore, but... Ooh, and Master Sword. About time we saw something a little more fun.
Well, that puts that Red Rupee Spy found earlier into logic.
Very true. All right, so at this point, I believe we are just a bow, a ice rod, and maybe a mirror from Go Mode.
Yeah, that looks to be about it. Alright, just a single arrow, so really that bow and ice rod. Okay, I was wondering. I was thinking there was a bit of a time discrepancy between Vex and Spy, but Spy hasn't done any of Mountain yet, so also I'd say they're about even.
Yeah, Spy hasn't done any of the mountain, and Vex has not taken a dip into ice yet. Are the major discrepancies. I think one of the two of them's done a little bit more in Hyrule Castle, but for the most part, both of them have done similar checks and similar amounts of double dips required. So, yeah, this is pretty tight.
Let's see, Vex. There's something I'm missing here.
Vex has green pendant too.
Yeah, he got the green pendant. He did all of Hyrule Castle. Spy did not. There's some other things I'm missing here, I know. Now, Spy will have the extra bonus of being able to loop in Hera and TR with this trip that Vex is not able to do.
This is very true. So, single mountain climb makes, well, one less mountain climb makes, a minute and a half of difference pretty easy.
We'll see if Vex disregards the calling of Ice Palace, because with that hammer and Samario, like, we know it's empty, but that can be pretty appealing, especially with the ice with the King Samaria. Ice is not a huge time investment. Nice little rail clip from Vex.
Yeah, they make that look real easy.
I've been playing on the reduced flashing setting for so long now, I completely forgot the either just goes full strobe effect. Yeah, Nezik in chat. Spy is playing with the Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 MSU. From my understand, the tournaments have kind of laxed the rules on MSUs for strings this go round.
Pretty sure that came because of checking in and making sure that nobody was going to get hit with a cease and desist or anything, that the permissions have been used for a select set of packs. So not all MSUs are approved, but there are a few more that we can get some variety.
Yeah, there's a few MSUs I just instinctually know I'm never going to use on stream. Like, I got one for Dragon Ball Z. I'm never ever going to use that on stream. I've heard horror stories about Toei's lawyers.
And Vex taking down Lanmo, grabbing another crystal, and we have a three-eyed Moldorm here up in where Moldorm belongs.
99% vanilla Moldorm with this one extra eye. Oh, basement chest is open now, so do you go for that basement?
That's a tough call. No mirror, and still have hook shot and Well, we've got our answer. The answer is yes, going back in for it. So I would have skipped it, which means it's obviously going to be something here.
Yeah, because that's the nature of the hair basement. It has progression when you skip it, no progression when you do it.
And Vex avoiding ice and coming up and doing that as well. And just $20.
Yep, as is tradition. Hair basement's progression until it's not.
Yeah, Schrodinger is very proud of Hair Basement.
Oh. Dead rocks are... I won't be on the record saying dead rocks are probably the worst things Zelda's ever created.
If it's not the worst, it's definitely top 5.
So I'm trying to think, Tingle is probably up there. Most of the assist characters, except Midna.
Hey, listen!
Yeah, you got Fee or Fi from Skyward Sword. I'm trying to think what else would be on that list of the worst things this franchise has done. So I'm kind of drawing a blank. It's been like mostly smooth sailing for this franchise.
Yeah, it's a great franchise. Everyone, they've all got their bumps, but the Legend of Zelda franchise is an absolutely phenomenal franchise.
Oh, technically not Nintendo's fault, but the CDI games. Oh boy, I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok. So if there's one thing the 80s proved, is we need Link with more snappy one-liners.
Alright, so Spy gonna be diving into Turtle Rock while Vex is having himself a coffee.
I think we're putting on a clinic on how to lose chat by doing Navi quotes and CDI Link quotes. Yes, Starman brings up a great point. Morshu came from the CDI game, so are they really that bad? Also, they were an endless source of entertainment on YouTube back in the mid-late 2000s. Meanwhile, Vex is coming off... Oh, there's our bow. So Vex has made the choice to bypass Turtle Rock and is instead going to Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise with the current loadout and already being up the mountain, just having to run over to it. So, making a play on it here, guess feels a touch behind, not wanting to go into Turtle Rock. Watch it there, Spy. Woo!
By the skin of his teeth. No green pendant turn in from Vex yet.
Probably waiting for a bow to be able to go over and make sure that we can get to the back of pod in addition to heading in. But first bow is up there in Turtle Rock. We'll see if Vex gets bailed out by another bow.
Maybe Saha's got it. In the mirror. So that, well, we need the Ice Rod. So we got ourselves an Ice Rod hunt, people.
Yeah, and with Swamp Palace being our third, I believe we've process of elimination got Swamp down to a pendant. Wasn't hoping to see that mirror, because that just opens up a whole bunch more checks. Was hoping to find that Ice Rod before the mirror showed up. So now there's a lot of one-offs, K45, Graveyard Ledge. A lot of inconvenient checks have just opened up. And
Ice Rod. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna say, and chat said being evil here, looking to find Ice Rod.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that too. Ice Rod and Ped is pure, that's like the Twitch stream seed. Because I also think if you gave Twitch chat control of Sahabot, like 9 times out of 10 is gonna be a Ped seed.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like shovel to powder to mushroom to whatever you need.
And then 3 swords in Ganon's Tower.
No, it's 1 sword in Ganon's Tower and then 2 more swords on the tablets.
Yeah, that works too. Oh, and just 20 rupees from Saha. No, Spy's already dipped Ice Palace. There is no Ice Rod there.
And Vex making the climb.
Vex did not finish Ice Palace because Trinex is the boss of, yeah, as Stuntman points out in chat.
And inconvenient dead rocks are inconvenient.
Yeah, we are in a Map Compass boss shuffle. For anyone tuning in, it is a Map Compass boss shuffle, full shuffle.
And we haven't seen any duplicates yet, so could be any boss back here in Turtle Rock.
Alright, get a cold stare.
And I know we've said it a couple times, but God, this MSU is so good.
I might go download. I don't think I've downloaded this one yet. I'm gonna go get it after this. I'd be willing to put money on the Ganon theme being gameplay Galleon.
I hope you're right.
Alright, so now Spy's got free reign on Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness. Probably gonna wrap this mountain run up at Spy Cave. Nothing but a piece of heart, but now we got free reign on Palace of Darkness and all 14 of its checks.
Yeah, Pod's super valuable when I'm going to shuffle here.
Well, we got a little bit of a break in the action here. Make sure to give both these racers a follow. They are putting on a very good show for us tonight, on top of agreeing to the restream in the first place. Be sure to give a follow to my co-commentator, Deep Fried 87, our tracker, Sammy Moss, and myself, Lucy and Grief, if you feel so inclined. And make sure to follow SpeedGaming and its entire network, SpeedGaming 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As well as language options in Spanish, French, German, and Portuguese for daily links to past content. I don't think we know who the boss is in Eastern yet, so...
Yep, no compass, can't check it, but Only thing we can't beat at this point would be another Trinex.
Which, of course, we're saving for against our basement, because that's the best.
Everyone loves Big Key behind ice traps.
I've never heard any complaints. Ooh, sailed just a little too far to the right. Alright, just good old Helma.
Yeah, Helma just mirrored over to the life world.
Yeah, Ted. In a very vague sense of the word, Helma is vanilla, just a world apart.
Very nice fight over there on Vex's side. Using those spikes to his advantage to get some extra damage in on the pumps.
Alright, so we got 14 checks in pod. We'll see if Ice Rod turns up here. If not, we've got Swamp Palace or a bunch of one-off checks in the overworld. Mothula, so that'll be nice and easy.
Very much so. And of course, we still have the green pendant turn-in, which we are likely going to see shortly here from VeXtopher. Was that the... Where are we headed now? Is Vex headed towards Swamp? Or have we done both of our 5-6?
No, Ice Palace is the other 5-6. Vex is taking the long way, unless checking Pyramid as well. I don't think we had a Pyramid check.
Very true. We haven't seen the ledge. Have we seen Catfish?
I don't believe so. Nothing but a compass. Gonna chain this to Catfish, or is it going to go to Pod? It's going to Pod. Yeah, I see the, that was a pretty good idea, because sometimes Pyramid kind of gets lost in the shuffle in some games.
And Vex not mirroring to do the green pendant turn-in now. Wonder...
He turned it in earlier.
Oh, he turned it in earlier.
Yeah, I think this we came down off the mountain to do. Every check we're one step closer to Ice Rod on pedestal.
This is very true, and it could be on there.
Nice reading of key logic from Spy. If I'm not mistaken with the way things are set up, looks like it's just going to be a key for a key in a harmless hell way.
I believe you are correct. So we're gonna check the big chest and then go back and kill the moth.
Yeah, who's afraid of the big bad moth, especially outside of Skullwoods? See, Stuntman is taking it one step beyond in chat. I'm here for it. Alright, so Vex is about most of a pod behind. But that also assumes that if Ice Rod is not in pod, that Spy might go and check Hyrule Castle as well. Although, probably not before Swamp Palace.
Yeah, at this point, if you're this far behind, not behind, you're this deep into the seed, and you haven't checked Hyrule Castle, I mean, honestly, I might pull Ped before checking Hyrule Castle, because you figure, if it's at this point, my opponent's probably already done it, and if it's there, I'm done.
Very true. Because at this point, I think that's the only thing that Vex has done that Spy is not. That and, although if it's Ped, Spy is going to have to make a second trip back to Skull Woods. But with that said, you can do Swamp first, and then use Skull Wood, and then just loop that right into the pedestal.
Very true. You have a very inconvenient Arcus fight ahead of you, but with Master Sword, you don't have to at least rely on the spins to be able to do damage.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Swamp would be the next, just for the sake of density, Swamp next. And failing Swamp, I would say, if you're feeling Ped, take that out of the Skull Woods, kill Argus, mirror and pull Ped.
Yeah, I'd loop that in. I'd hit K45 in route, because it's right there. Maybe, I don't think Spy's done Bombo's tablet yet. You might check those because they're on the way or close enough, so... But yeah, I would not be surprised if this is going to be... If this isn't the, we're going up. We're going to be checking, Pyramid Ledge and maybe Catfish.
The only place we know Ice Rod cannot be is Ganon's Tower and the Pyramid Fairy. And Trimax. Ooh, Vex, I see what Vex is trying there. Vex is going for some pretty rarely seen tech. The thing's called the Pod Clip, where you use a Cancel Mario block. Yep, just like that.
Canis Samaria is so handy, does so many weird things with the variables in this game.
Yeah, the Canis Maria is just... It can lead to some pretty bonkers stuff. Spy says no to shield. Right, Zora, that's why I was... I knew I was remembering something that Vex did that Spy did not.
That makes a ton of sense for the routing. Then going up, and you're able to just loop so much in a convenient straight line, so to speak. So head to Zora, and then probably a save and quit back to Link's house, and then down to Swamp.
Yeah, check Bombos first, then go in the Swamp. So really, I think this comes down to who finds that ice rod first.
Very much so. The other question here is, do you do left side?
At this rate, yeah, I would. Just because you're so back to the wall on checks, I would not leave anything to chance at this point.
Interesting. Spy walking back to the portal. Maybe this will be Graveyard Ledge?
Yeah, I can see that. I'm hard pressed to find any more convenient way to do it. And generally speaking, with the players of the main tournament, I generally trust that they know more than I do.
There's a reason they've made it this far.
Exactly.
It's blue, but it is not Nice Rod. And Spy double backing, saying, you know what? Let's get the boomerang. It's going to save me some time in Afghanistan.
That's true, because we have not found the red boomerang. The superior boomerang. Alright, so Swamp Palace or bust. If it turns out to be, is there anything more Twitch chat than Ice Rod on Pedestal?
No, not really.
It's like a seed ripped right out of Twitch chat's dreams.
I gotta ask, have we seen Lumberjack? I don't remember. If we did, it was so long ago.
Oh, I don't think so. Alright, I think we got ourselves a very real countdown to Pedestal now. Oh, checkerboard. We forgot checkerboard.
Yeah, in the list of inconvenient mirror checks when you've got already completed the full desert area.
I celebrate every check now that is not the Ice Rod.
And it looks like with that checkerboard cave check, Vex is going to be the first one into Swamp.
get some pet hype in the chat. Yeah, for lack of a better term, yeah, I guess that would put Vex in the lead. I guess it depends on if Vex beelines pet after this, which I think he gotta.
Or
Okay,
he goes to go back in for left side, or yeah, there's Vex definitely has the lead here, but can still go either way easy.
Yeah, I think at this point, with how close they are, assuming Vex doesn't do anything extra after this, I think it will come down to GT routing. We switched to VeXtopher's audio. He's using a, I believe, the Cadence High Roll MSU, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you are correct, and we have seen that we have our first repeat boss here, as we have Blind in the back.
There's our silvers.
Always love seeing silvers when you're still on Master Sword.
Does not help the situation at hand, but it's, well, it's always nice to have. God, we're so close.
And we got half magic in the waterfall chest, so silver's half magic, making lives a little easier after we've pretty cleared most of the game.
I wonder if we're gonna see the other Swamp Palace meme of having a sword here.
Spy taking that big key and going headed back up to check it now. And there's the ice rod in the big chest.
Oh. You tease.
What a play by Spy, going back for the big chest, putting him into the lead by a little bit. Vex will shortly pick that up, but Spy's going to be into Ice Palace by the time that happens, so regaining the lead by deciding to go back and check big chest before heading to the back.
Yeah, no, I think this is probably still be close enough that I think it's going to come down to GT routing. No! Never mind! Oh, no! Oh! Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Do you think Vex forgot that he's already got big key, or...?
It's possible. A high tension moment might have slipped his mind.
Ah, there he goes. He remembers.
Okay. Bit of a head slap moment.
The muscle memory is strong.
Yeah, we were this close to greatness with that Ice Rod Ped. Just 2 more checks. For anyone who possibly concerned in chat, John's new and Vex are friends on the Team 40 Bong server, so anything John is saying is in jest. It's not meant to be harsh. Yeah, without a threat of the spikes, it's pretty easy to get with the Master Sword strats here.
Yeah, Vex popping that blue potion. Not Vex, Spy popping that blue potion. Vex has half magic. Will make the fight a little smoother there, but don't think half magic's going to make a huge difference at this point.
Alright, so Vex is going to be pretty much entering the fight as Spy finishes it, so I think it's so close enough GT routing can decide it if they go different ways.
Oh, 100% GT routing can still make a difference here.
And Spy, who denied the shield earlier, game says no, take it.
Alright, and with that being our 7th crystal, this game we like to play. Get your guesses in chat. 1 through 22. Where do we think the big key's gonna be?
Yep, for those unfamiliar, there are 22 chests in the bottom of Ganon's Tower basement. The big key is in one of them. Alright, so this could be a chance for Vex to make up a little bit of time here with that potion pickup. Did Spy not pick up the silver arrows?
Nah, Spy's got silvers. Just isn't marked on tracker. If you look up at the top, the arrows.
Oh, yeah. Never mind, because that would definitely be a game changer.
Hey, no fault, Sammy. We're all here on the same team.
Yeah, no, I saw it in chat, and I'm like, ooh. Okay, so I was denied my ice rod on Ped, so I definitely want check 22. I want tile room, big key.
My usual guess in this is 20, but I'm not feeling it right about now. I'm gonna say 13 rando.
Alright, so rando room, big key. Yeah, if I was being a logical, better gambler, I would take that, but nah, I root for chaos.
Oh, I frequently root for chaos. It's just I'm not feeling it at the moment, because otherwise I'd be rooting behind Ice Triumphs.
Nah, I was denied my Ice Rod Ped because I demand satisfaction.
Right, and Spy entering GT at 1:43.51, so we'll be able to see what the time difference is here entering GT. Won't even be a full minute.
Oh, map 50 sound very nice. Alright, so it looks like Spy is going to be doing a full left side play. We'll see if Vex opts to go for a Dark Magician route.
Well, with no key in the first checks in Hope Room, could still opt for Pink Magician if there's enough keys over here. And VeXtopher looks like entering at 1:44:39, so about 50 seconds left.
I think Vex is opting to do Dark Magician. So if Vex is doing Dark Magician, this is going to be probably where the game is decided.
Yeah, could make a difference if one runner finds a sword and the other one doesn't, too.
Yeah, Tempered versus Master definitely is a time saver.
Alright, we have 9 checks so far on Spy side with no big key yet. Simultaneous 4 chest rooms here. There's the Tempered. Ooh, and
It's
no
on
big
the left
key.
side. So that definitely puts this into Spy's favor.
Yeah, very much so. But Vex will be rewarded with a Tempered Sword.
Oh, Vanilla Ice Armos, okay. Alright, so it should be in here. Or no, Tunnel room!
Oh, you have gotten your
Yes!
wish!
Let's get a GG in chat for me. I was the only person to guess 22. I was denied my pet seat, but dang it, I am gonna get my chaos.
Ooh, and Spy not getting the torches on the first go. That's going to lose a bit of time here. It's going to make it even tighter.
Now, conceivable with the commentator curse, I usually comment at least one game a week. This is the first time I've gotten it right in the dozens of games I commentate, so I'm very quick to pat myself on the back, but this is like 1 out of a dozen, at least.
Would you say it was 1 out of 22?
Haha! Like, I figured I was gonna be right eventually. Alright, so they're just a few seconds apart. Vex is going right into that tile room, just maybe about just a handful of seconds behind.
Yeah, definitely has caught up some time with some execution here in Ganon's team. We're gonna see, 20 seconds up a climb can make a big difference here for execution is really gonna matter. So we will see.
Yeah, right now, like a bad gauntlet, a Moldorm fall, bad Aga patterns. That could be all that decides the game right now.
Or maybe even in this case, Spy out of magic might stop in at the refill room to get a full magic bar.
Alright, so Vex is roughly about 10-15 seconds behind right now.
Yeah, this is exciting, chat. This is hype. This is what you want to see coming down to the end.
And this, with the magic situation going on right now, that half magic that Vex picked up in Swamp could be the difference maker.
This is very true. Things like your torches, being able to use fire rod shots opposed to your lamp, all gonna add up seconds here, and seconds are precious. So Lucian, what is the tie rule here? Is it within a couple of seconds, or is it no ties in group stages?
That's a good question. I believe it's 3 seconds is the establishing a tie rule, but I don't know what the specifics are for the group stage. Vex is on regular arrows?
Vex, you can turn the arrows on and off to be able to, for the silvers to be able to have a little bit less.
Hope he catches that before Ganon.
Yeah, and Vex is pulled into the lead with a little bit of a better gauntlet. So we are in the same room, doing the same things. Runners both in step here.
Oh, it is. Oh, we got Trinex and Lambo.
Oh no, come on, Spy. Gotta save that magic here. Let's get these hits. Woo!
Oh man, it is neck and neck. I think, oh, what?
I don't think I've ever seen that. What was that?
I don't know what just happened.
Oh, Trinex went off screen, and when the enemies are all off screen, it triggers the door opening.
Wow.
Yes, the oh so rarely ever seen Trinex clip.
Ooh. That's gonna cost Spy a little bit of time. Vex is back in the lead. We got, Moldorm 2 Vitreous. Oh, that's gonna be a big time saver for Vex.
Spy, what are you doing? You have silvers. Yeah, that's a huge time gain for Vex.
Yeah, at this point, I'd say the only thing that stops Vex is a Ganon fall.
Not doing so well on the econometry. Spy might be able to make up a little time here. The desync just making it really hard here. Pretty much the same pattern for both, always the same pattern, but the same number of hits for both of them. And Vex drops in 155.35.
Nice little bounce off Ganon's Trident. Very nice, these two.
Yeah, Vex getting the 1-1.
I guess I'll have to go and download the MSU to find out this gameplay Galleon. Nice double. And that is it. The pig is roasted. Get your GGs in the chat for VeXtopher. With an official race time of 1:56.54. I don't think that's gameplay Galleon.
No, I think that's DK2's final boss.
Did we say Spy first?
No, I don't. With VeXtopher, no. But that was less than a minute apart here. Spy finishing up at 157.38. Get your GGs in chat for Spy.
We should be joined shortly by our two racers.
But man, what a seed this was. This was tight all the way through. Bunch of late lead changes. Exactly what you want to see in a race, especially coming down at the end here.
Yeah, we were so close to a Ice Rod Ped, Tile Room, Ganon, Sour Big Key Seed. So close.
Well, we got half of our wish. Always cool to see it in Tile Room.
Alright, I see Vex is in the waiting room, so Vex will be here in just a moment. We'll see if Spy joins along. We are joined by our winner today, VeXtopher. GG, VeXtopher.
GG's. Blech.
Yeah, what a seed. How close at the end were you thinking Ice Rod Ted?
Yeah, I actually was. So I didn't have very much left. That was going to be my next check after going back in for left side. And then I forgot the big chest like a dummy. And I was like, oh yeah, I should get this. So I went and got the small key. Then I grabbed Ice Rod out of the big chest. So it was like silly. Normally if I would have had more left and I was in Swamp like that, I probably would have skipped left side and I would have gone back after Diver Down and got the big chest before killing the boss. But like I didn't have very much left. I had like one-offs. I had Powder and Checkerboard and Graveyard Ledge, right? And so I had like nothing good left and Catfish. And so I didn't think it was useless. I was like, well, if it's not in the back here, I'm going to have to come back in anyways for left side. And so I didn't go back with the big chest. And so I killed the boss, come back, and I'm like, well, here's my Ice Rod. Great. I don't know. I made some pretty bad, like, for some reason, I didn't think practicing McBoss was great before racing. And, yeah, I kind of made some oopsies, basically. Like, I walked by TR thinking, oh yeah, I need the Ice Rod.
Yeah. You definitely showed us a really interesting and well-fought Armos Knights with the Canis Samaria.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I was getting kind of worried at the end. I thought I was going to run out of magic, and I knew I had the green potion, so I was going to go kill that boss no matter what it was. So even if it was Cold Stare, I knew I could get him with the green potion and the fire rod, so I was kind of like going to do that anyways. And blind with Samaria is pretty easy. I don't know, I just didn't have a sword for forever.
Yeah, first sword was back of skull for both of you, and Spy had done that much earlier and had a sword for all those fights, and you were showing off your swordless strats. Go ahead, Lucian.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so Spy went into that Armos fight with the hammer and sword and Smarta. He entered maybe maybe about 10-15 seconds before you, but you still ended up finishing that fight before he did.
What?
So we're just in awe.
I can't remember who I saw do the Samaria, because you let it hit 4 times, and after it's getting ready to blow up, you blow your Samaria block, and you can usually get 3 more, because Samaria and the bullets from Samaria all do fighter sword damage, which is actually pretty decent against Armos Knights. And so I actually would like to thank my me trying to participate in the Door Rando League, because you end up in boss fights with nothing all the time.
Well, at the end, going into the end game, it was I think you went into Ganon's Tower maybe 15 seconds behind Spy, so it was just so neck and neck at the end there, going in the Swamp Palace up to the end.
Man, yeah, no, I once we were both done, I pulled up the restream, and I was like, holy crap, we're in the same room.
Yeah, it was absolutely. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm saying the same thing you are. It was absolutely real tight. The big difference maker was your Vitreous fight at the end, where Spy ended up going for invincibility strats, and you pulled out the silvers to make quicker work of Vidi.
Yeah, I looked at my arrows, and I was like, well, I got plenty.
Well, I'll say, also, looking at the stream here, you cleared every pendant dungeon, too, with a solid minute ahead, while Spy only did 1 pendant.
Oh, jeez. Skullwoods, I will never want to fight Argus again on the conveyor with just a fighter sword. That was miserable.
Yeah, that was down the wire.
That was terrible. He does weird things on the conveyor when he's bouncing, and then the puffs hit you while you're in the middle of the spin and screw that up. It's real bad. That sucks.
Yeah, Spy had taken a death in there earlier and said, nope, and decided not to come back. I was probably going to be close to last vacation for him. But, didn't end up being anything.
Well, that's always the big joke with Skull Woods in boss shuffle, is the true boss of Skull Woods is not Mothula, it's Mothula's Arena. You can stick any boss in there, it's just gonna be a rough time.
Yeah, and then I learned the other day, I can't remember who was commentating a race the other day, it was a McBosses, and they were talking about Cold Stare in some of the boss rooms with spikes. And Cold Stare, since you can knock him back, if you knock the puffs into the spikes, it does Gold Sword damage because it doesn't overwrite like it does for Moth. It actually does Gold Sword damage. Well, actually, I guess it does Gold Sword damage to Moth, but Moth can't take damage from the Gold Sword, right? Like vanilla behavior. And so hitting the puffs into the spike actually does a Gold Sword slash damage in boss shuffle. So it's kind of, it's like he's Cold Stare. You'd think it would be really hard in Moth's arena actually, and it's not. Like you just smack him into the spikes.
That'd be good to know for the future, because I still got a couple of races to go before I'm finished with groups.
Yeah, I was. We were talking before the race, Spy and I, and if you look at our cards on what we could have gotten, there were like 4 of everything, 3 tournament keys, and only 2 boss shuffle cards, and we still rolled boss shuffle. So.
Yeah, and if you saw, was it on your side or was that on Spy's side that we saw the ever so rare Trinex clip?
That
was Spy.
Side. Yeah, in the Lambo 2 arena, Trinex pretty much just pieced out and the door opened for Spy.
Yeah, I know you can do that, and I know with Argus you can just go through the door, like when he jumps up. When he jumps up, it actually disappears the sprite enough that it gets the that it opens the door as well, and you can like Spy I guess did clip Trinex out, but I don't know. I don't think the Trinex clip, like to me, it takes longer to set up than just killing him.
Well, Trinex got one last hit in on Spy on his way up the stairs.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually funny.
Trinex like, you thought you saw the last of me? Nah.
Yeah, and then I thought I was so far behind on my Aga 2 fight that I was like glancing over at the race room, and I'd look back and I'd be like, oh man, I'm tired, and Aga is in 3 places, and I was very confused. Like, I looked away at the second teleport for sure, like at the race room to see if Spy had finished already, and Aga was on top of one of his clones, and I had no idea which one it was. I had not a clue. So I guessed, and I guessed wrong, so it looks really stupid.
Yeah, Aga 2 can set you up for some bad moves when he's all over the place, and especially when he's out of sync.
Yeah, but Sword in the back of Skullwoods is back of Pendant Skullwoods is disgusting. Like as the first sword, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, it's not great.
Especially in boss shuffle, where you can kill a lot of the bosses without a sword.
And then the game, just as like, the game gives you progression. You go in the back school, it's like, okay, I don't have a sword, I won't be able to go to the boss. But then the game just gives you a sword. So here, take this. So you're like, all right, I'll go fight the boss of Skullwoods, and bam, Argus.
Yeah, I did feel pretty bad after I went and looked at the bumper ledge and found the hammer. I was like, man, I actually did think about going to look because I already had the cape, I think, at that point. Maybe I didn't. I thought about going to look before going into the back skull, but
yeah, cape was in Hype Cave, so cape led to hammer and boots. So Hype Cave actually being hyped today.
That's right. So I did actually have cape at that point, and I almost checked it before going to the front of skull, but I didn't. I wish I would have, because then that Argus fight would have been, it would have been a menu fight, but it probably would have been better than that crazy fighter sword conveyor fight. That sucked. But no, I mean, overall, I mean, the seed kind of just lent itself to just clearing everything. I mean, when you're in an ice rod hunt for almost 30 or almost 40 minutes, it's really terrible, right? Like, it just doesn't feel great. And then I was like unhappy to get the mirror in TR. I was like, man, I don't really want to see this mirror right now. It's like, it's gonna open up swamp. I guess I'll go do my crystals, and then if I don't find the thing, I guess I'll go do the mirror checks around swamp and then go into swamp because the density is just so much higher than any of these one-offs I have. And so that's what I did, but was not happy to have to go into Mimic Cave and stuff in TR.
Yeah, Spy, I think, had made a couple more extra overworld checks with the mirror. I think Graveyard Ledge, which he looped in with Catfish. I think that's the only one he did that you didn't.
he also fluted over to Checkerboard King.
Right, checkerboard.
So you would actually beat him into Swamp, but when he got the big key, he immediately went back and checked Big Chest rather than going to the boss, and had a slight lead going into Ice Palace. And then it was just big key routing for Ganon's Tower, and then execution on the climb. So it was a real tight race going up.
Dang. Yeah, it is pretty crazy though. When I dipped ice, had he dipped ice, or did he have the mirror, or did he have
Yeah, he dipped ice real
as well? Yeah.
real early.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean it's weird to have a sword in the back of Skullwoods locking your second sword, and then GT obviously locking the third sword. So it's like all two swords at least were locked behind it, and I don't know where the last sword was, but I'm thinking that it was it's either on the climb, or it's in one of those 2 left side swamp chests, or it's on Ped, you know? So I guess that's the only things we didn't actually see. We probably didn't see Pyramid Fairy either.
Nah.
So maybe it was there, but yeah. I mean, in that case, it almost is certain that all of the swords were locked behind that bridge sword in Skullwoods, which is just gross.
Swords locking swords.
The chat dream.
Now we were so I was saying in going through Swamp Palace, an ice rod on pedestal is a seed ripped right out of Twitch chat streams. Also, I have to apologize to you. I did curse that Ganon's Tower big key.
Yeah, I was feeling so terrible with how late I got not how late I got the sword, but like just in general how I'd played walking past TR and stuff. I almost DM'd into Tile Room and finished it when I was there, which would have been really funny. But I decided not to.
Yeah, some point out that your DM routing saved you a handful of seconds overall.
I don't know, that's actually probably one of the slower ways to get to Tile Room, I think. Because if you go hope to full left, or full hope to Compass Room, and then do DMs into the left side, I think it's probably actually slower if you do it optimally to do DMs and then backtrack back over to the left side, finish Ice Armos, well, Ice whatever boss it was. I mean, it was Ice Armos this time. And then actually go back to Tile Room is probably slower than just doing hope full left into right and then back to Tile Room. It's less rooms. I think it's probably faster. But
either way, you both ended up getting the tempered sword, which made your life in the final fight a lot easier.
Oh yeah. Once I have Master Sword, I mean, we're on red mail. We had a bunch of hearts because we full cleared basically. I was kind of done thinking about it. Once I have Master Sword, and if I've got any kind of mail upgrade or even no mail upgrade, and I've got a Master Sword, 6 hearts, and I don't know, 7 hearts. Give me 7 hearts and silver arrows. I kind of don't even think about it, especially with the cape and half magic. I would have been fine with a Master Sword fight. I mean, but it is, always nice to have a sword. Does let you do it faster.
All right, so how's it feel kicking off your? Cause this is your first group stage race. How's it feel kicking it off with a win?
I don't know. I mean, it feels pretty good. I was really jittery though, honestly, at the beginning. I felt jittery. Like I had like main tournament jitters for the first race. I kind of settled in like most of the way through, but I mean, there's nothing like not letting you get comfortable when you're sitting fighting Armos with a cane of Samaria. Like that never feels very good.
I mean, fights like that are why y'all are in the main tournament, because like that is staring down the barrel of a cane of Samaria Armos. That is not fun. Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, I think Big Boss is probably the worst first tournament game you could have, though. It just throws you a little bit, and you just can't get comfortable and just sink into it as well as you can in the other modes, right? I mean, I've also played, I think, I don't know, more keys than I ever want to really play at this point after the 80 keys tournament and stuff, and so it's I'm so used to keys that like I'm still trying to get back into the swing of other modes.
Yeah, and with McBoss Shuffle, you have to throw a lot of conventional wisdom out the window sometimes with this mode. Like you were saying earlier, bypassing TR without the ice rod, but in this mode, could be nothing.
Yeah. Well, I better get going. I think I need to head out. I got training early in the morning, so.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for the game tonight.
Now, thanks for putting on the restream. Thanks for putting the restream on SpeedGaming, and thanks to Deep Fried and Lucian for doing the commentating. And I'm not sure who the tracker was, but thank you for tracking.
Be Sammy Moss.
That's right. There's been a bunch of volunteers put on a whole bunch of Zelda for everybody. It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's fun.
Yep, 'tis the season.
All right, I guess as a shout out to our next games, I think Spy and I are actually going to play on Thursday again, and then for other games in our group, I think Sean and T-Stew, I believe, played tonight. Sean and I are playing tomorrow night, and then T-Stew and I are playing on Saturday at some time. So that's the group. That's the games I know about, I guess.
Awesome. Well, that'll do it for us here over on Speed Gaming 4. Again, I am Deep Fried 87. Sammy Moss, shout out for doing the tracking, pushing the buttons behind, and my co-com Lucia Greeth. Any last thoughts?
No, I almost got everything I came for today. So I'm happy.
Alrighty, with that, we are off. Enjoy the rest of the races out on the other channels, and until the next time.
Have a great night, everyone.